Hi, this is Frank Gaffney. I'm the president of the Center for Security Policy, and in recent days a firestorm has erupted in Michigan over a candidate for governor raising an alarm about a phenomenon best described as sharia-supremacism, since it involves the totalitarian Islamic ideology known as Sharia and efforts to impose it worldwide through violence and other means. Sadly, the fury has not been directed at the threat posed by such a supremacist doctrine to our Constitution, the freedoms it guarantees, and the republic it mandates. Rather, a rival candidate has demanded that the political establishment join him in decrying such warnings and ignoring their thrust, and to varying degrees, his demands for what amounts to the suppression of information about the vanguard of Sharia supremacism in America, the Muslim Brotherhood and its agenda, have largely been accommodated. In the course of all this political thrashing, my name and that of my Center for Security Policy have been alternatively invoked and defamed. While our organization does not get involved in politics, we believe the controversy affords a long overdue opportunity to address certain facts about Sharia supremacism and the reality that its adherents are present in our country and on the march. We ignore that reality at our extreme peril. Evidence is not hard to come by if one is willing to see it. For example, attention has recently been called to this document, a secret Muslim Brotherhood plan for, quote, destroying Western civilization from within, unquote, that was written in 1991 and seized by federal agents in 2004. This explanatory memorandum on the general strategic goal of the group in North America was introduced by the U.S. government in the largest terrorism financing trial in U.S. history. It was influential in the conviction of 5 defendants charged with raising millions of dollars here in America for the Muslim Brotherhood's Palestinian franchise, a terrorist organization known as Hamas. Then there's evidence of what is happening to Europe as a result of the combined pressure of Sharia-adherent immigrants and the efforts by the Muslim Brothers and others to demand their non-assimilation and instead their conformity in parallel societies with the dictates of Sharia. The result is a fundamental transformation not dissimilar to what is evident today in Dearborn and in prospect elsewhere in Michigan and across America. As on the other side of the Atlantic, we see signs in this country of the successful implementation of the stealthy, subversive, pre-violent, quote, civilization jihad, unquote, called for by the explanatory memorandum. Notably, the Brotherhood and other Sharia supremacists are insinuating themselves and their influence operations into government, the media, schools, popular culture, businesses, other faith communities, and politics. And anyone who notices, let alone objects, is slandered as an Islamophobe and bigot. It's not bigotry to point out subversion that poses a mortal threat to our country and its people. It's not an unreasoned fear, the definition of a phobia, to recognize that among this country's Muslim population, there are some who feel called to enforce the supremacy of Sharia through whatever means are available. And it's not compatible with the oaths many of us have taken to protect our Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, to willfully ignore the truth, however politically expedient it may seem to do so. It's worth recalling that this year's Academy Award for Best Actor was for a portrayal of a man reviled for insisting that his colleagues and nation squarely face the unhappy fact that real enemies sought their destruction. Today, Winston Churchill is revered for having done so with a tenacity and fortitude that we would all be wise to emulate. And that applies in spades to those who would lead us in our own perilous times. Thanks for listening.